The senator from the 32nd District has risen each day over the last week to speak on behalf of upholding Michigan's drug immunity law. But I, for one, am not convinced. Michigan continues to be the only state in the nation that puts drug company profits ahead of justice for our people. As time goes on, Michigan families continue to suffer from injury and injustice, while at the same time more and more dangerous and deceptive practices by drug manufacturers have come to light. We've already seen the devastation that drugs like Vioxx, Celebrex, Rezulin have had on Michigan families, and have heard the stories of residents like Leslie Richter and Leslie Wiltshire, whose families suffered the devastating effects of these drugs. And now we have yet another deadly drug that has been on the market, and another drug company that was aware. They were aware of and tried to cover up the drug's adverse effects. A report recently released by the United States Senate Finance Committee found that the diabetes drug Avandia has been linked with tens of thousands of heart attacks. The report also noted that Avandia's manufacturer, drug maker GlaxoSmithKline, knew of the risks for years, but worked to keep them from the public, to hide them and defraud and deceive the public. In fact, GlaxoSmithKline was under investigation at the same time that the representatives from their company were here in Lansing, testifying before the House Health Policy Committee against revising Michigan's drug immunity law. These are people that you want to continue to shield, people who place more importance on dollar signs than death certificates. And while the senator from Saginaw continues to assert that the Federal Food and Drug Administration offers sufficient protection for consumers, the Senate Finance Committee's report also criticized the FDA, saying the federal agency overlooked or overrode safety concerns found by its own staff. How do people get protection if not by our government? And if our government's not looking out for them, isn't it incumbent on us to help them get justice? How many more people need to be harmed before we finally repeal this archaic law? Michigan's drug immunity is not protecting Michigan citizens. It instead treats our people like second-class citizens, second to every other state in our country. The law has not fostered any growth in drug manufacturing jobs in our state, which was once heralded as the primary intent. In fact, Michigan has lost drastic amounts of drug company jobs with the departure of Pfizer and other drug companies while this law continues to be on our books. Upholding drug immunity in Michigan is not a reasonable economic decision, and it's certainly not a sound moral one. It's time to stand up for Michigan consumers once and for all, repeal our drug immunity law, and return justice to the people we represent. I ask that my comments be printed in the Journal.